Hi, I'm Geozuwa, and the show is Soulmate Talk. And we bring you this show because we feel that every single person deserves to be in a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship. And we bring as much information, as much knowledge as we can bring to our audience so that they are able to find that beautiful, perfect, healthy, loving relationship or strengthen the relationships that they are in. And my co-host is Jen Sarasky Morales, psychic medium. Say hello.
Hello.
Excellent. And tonight's guest is Anarosa, a oracle reader / healer. Anarosa, say hello.
Hi, how are you?
So, by the way, just to let everyone know, so we get this out in the open, Anarosa was not the scheduled guest. It was her friend, and her friend got stuck in traffic.
Yes.
So Anarosa just got here a couple of minutes ago, and she stepped up to the plate. So right now, let's hear it for Anarosa. Thank you very much. And tonight's topic, I don't know if there's an echo because the door is open. I'm not sure. But tonight's topic is narcissism awareness. Now, I don't know if everyone's aware of what narcissism is or if they've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, but it's currently right now it's one of the in things. Like if something goes wrong with something, everyone's quick to say, well, that person's a narcissist. So let's talk about what a real narcissist is. It is a disorder. I mean, there's infinite levels. There's different levels of narcissism. And what it is an inflated idea of self-importance. They have this overinflated self-importance. They're very selfish, manipulative. They truly don't care about anyone else's feelings. And, well, anyway, it's a lot. And you have experienced, Jen, narcissistic relationship.
Yes.
Do you want to speak about that a little bit? And of course, we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go very deep into all of this. So, speak a little bit about, if you don't mind, about what you experienced or your experience with narcissism.
With my experience, it starts out with what I now know as love bombing, where they know what to say to drag you in and make you believe that they love you. They tell you everything that you want to hear. They ask you about your past, and then they later use it against you. They manipulate you with your insecurities and really just kind of rope you in, and you believe that you're in this love, this incredible love, which is not real. And at some point the mask comes off and you realize that they're lying and manipulating, and you feel yourself being controlled, and you are sort of under attack in your soul and your heart, and you don't know what's happening, and you just know that you need to get out of this, but you're so in love with this person from this fake love bombing that they presented in the beginning. And for myself, I knew something was going on. I knew something was wrong. I started researching, reaching out for help, asking what's going on, what is this? Because
they do, especially when you start to notice things, they make you feel like you're the crazy one.
Yes. So, then it becomes, you're the cheater, you're the manipulator, you're the liar, you're the one who's crazy, you're the stalker.
Now, I do want to add, though, that there are so many people that are actually the narcissist that they claim to be the victim of a narcissistic relationship when, in fact, they are the narcissist.
Yes.
And the person that they're calling the narcissist is actually the victim.
Yes.
Now, it can happen where two narcissists get together and it's total chaos. It's total bliss in the beginning and then total chaos. But a lot of times the narcissist survivor is actually the narcissistic abuser. And a lot of times they're not even aware that they are the abuser. They truly believe that they project who they are onto their actual victim, who they claim is the narcissist, which is very sad and unfortunate, but it does happen. And one of the things, it's great that you were able to discover what you discovered. You did your research, get out of it, and your friend who was supposed to be on the show, she had done so as well. She was in a long-term relationship with a narcissist, and she got out of it. She started doing the research to think that she could help the narcissist, so that they can have a good relationship. However, and we'll talk about sociopaths in a moment, because a lot of narcissists have that extra characteristic of being a sociopath, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But so she did her research and she got out of it. And I think she was going to start dating someone. They were talking, and the red flags came up right away that this person was another narcissist, and she knew better than to even meet with the person. Done.
Yes.
And that's what you have to do out there in TV land, our audience. Those red flags come up, run. Truly, just get out of there. If you start the relationship and like you said, with the love bombing, and you feel more love than you've ever felt before, because that's what the narcissist does, it really builds you up with thinking that you are so loved, that you're the greatest thing, and then all of a sudden, once they have you, that switch flips, and then it's all downhill, and it's all craziness, chaos. You think you're crazy. So it's never too early and it's never too late to get out of that type of relationship. And 99 out of 100 times, you cannot help the narcissist. They don't even think that there is a problem. They think that all the problems are your fault. It's all on you. You've done it, because they are so great. They're the best thing ever. Am I going on too much?
A little bit. No.
Oh, am I
Just
really?
kidding. So I wanted to just interject what you were saying with the healing, that you think you could change them. Because for me, as a healer, I just really felt like I'm a healer. I can do this. I can heal him. I can change this situation. And, you just get to that point eventually that you realize that it's not happening. And everyone who has been telling you he's never going to change, which, by the way, thank you for your help through that journey. You realize that I finally felt it and realized that this is him, this is who he is. I'm not changing this. I'm not healing this. I need to get out. I kept reaching out to people to help him, and they would say, you can't help him, I can't help him, but I can help you. You need to get out. You can help yourself. And that's really one of the things I wanted to say.
Here's the thing. You could be the greatest healer in the world. It doesn't mean that, even if the person's not a narcissist, let's say the person really needs to be healed, they have to accept it. The narcissist is not going to accept it, because in that person's mind, there's nothing wrong with them.
Right.
They're going to block that. And of course, then there's are a lot of narcissists that are on a darker path, where they're specifically here, especially if they're sociopaths, they're specifically here to create that abuse, the chaos, the pain, the torture, whatever it is. That's their path. That's what they want to do. So they're not going to move into the light. They're not going to get better. Now, sometimes you're doing this work, you're working with them, and they'll pretend to do better just to get you back into their grips, and then mess you up even further.
That's the cycle. It's love bomb, discard, and then, it's love bomb, then devalue, then discard, and then it starts again. It's a constant cycle.
Now, of course, the title of the show is Soulmate Talk, and my definition for soulmate is that one person that you are meant to be with throughout all eternity. That is my definition. Some people call it twin flame, and whatever it is, that's my definition, the ultimate. Now, there are other levels of soulmates, but my definition is that one beautiful, perfect, that you've had for eternity. And, love is beautiful. And when you're with your soulmate, everything colors are brighter. The world is brighter. Everything is singing. It's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. And, so some people say, well, how do you know you're with your soulmate? And because a lot of people get those feelings, especially when they're in the initial stages of a relationship. But when you're with your soulmate, that feeling never goes away. There's always all those ingredients, like the mutual respect, the love, the understanding, the support, You name it, all those ingredients are there and they never go away. So, Anarosa, if you don't mind, can you share a little bit about what a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship would look like? Unless you want to talk about the narcissist, because
No.
we have a lot to talk about narcissists. But
Well, for me, it's someone that has mutual respect. And then there's a complete bond where you know each other in many levels.
where you see one another's souls.
Right.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I threw that in there because,
Because it's soulmate talk.
yes, it is soulmate talk.
It's honoring. Also, you both have this understanding and this respect for each other. You honor each other. Stuff like that.
Okay, and it feels good.
Right.
Guess what?
Very blissful.
Blissful.
Mhm.
Excellent. Guess what? You can never have that with a narcissist.
No.
You will never have it.
Never.
You might think you do.
Right.
Right, only in the beginning. Only when they
Right.
want you to believe it
Right.
until they get you.
Yes.
Yes, you'll never have it with a narcissist. So if you do discover that the person is a narcissist, it's never too early, it's never too late. Run. Do not waste your time, your energy,
And don't go back.
and never ever go back. So here's another thing. So Anarosa just said never go back. Absolutely never go back. Once it's discovered, once you know the person's a narcissist, never ever go back. And part of never going back is the no communication, no contact, which means that when the person keeps calling you, you don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone. Do not give in. Even if you're missing all of the good, and I say good because it was never real. So even when you're missing all of those good feelings, those good qualities, or whatever it is, that love, and I'm putting love in quotes because it was never real. Do not answer the phone. Block the emails, block the social media.
Yeah.
Don't give in. Every time you give in, it's a step back. Every time you don't give in, every time you stay strong, you are healing.
Yes.
Yep.
And you're bringing yourself to what you deserve. And what do you deserve? True love. And of course, you have to work on you. Now, if you are a product or a victim of narcissism or a narcissistic abusive relationship, I think you had made a post today about enough is enough, or heal right away, you can have it instantly.
Yes.
And I think someone took offense to it, correct?
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit about that? And then I'll go right in because I'll give you, if you want to take your time to heal, take your time. Whatever you need, it's okay. But just know that you can heal instantly. And I'll discuss that more after the co-host.
Just to touch
1,
on
2,
what
3. Go.
Just to touch on what you said about not answering the phone shouldn't be ringing. They should be blocked because,
Very good.
and that took me a long time. That was my last piece, and Geozuwa, as well as many other people, kept telling me, just block him, no contact. And I kept saying, no, I can be friends with him. It's okay. And no, you cannot. They have to be blocked. And I fought it for a long time. And I promise you, it's the only way. To free yourself and to heal and to get better and to move on with your life, you have to go no contact. And I really fought it and was mad at people, and but they were right.
It can be a struggle, especially when
Yeah.
you have all of it. Even though those feelings on his part or her part were fake, it's still a struggle to overcome that feeling. That and then on a metaphysical level, you have all those cords of attachment, all those. You
Yes.
have it all. It's on every level, shared aura, you have a shared entity. Whenever you go into a relationship, there's an entity that is created from that relationship,
Yeah.
and it's there. So there's infinite ways of healing from it, and everything works. So whatever's most comfortable for you, but you have to make that choice, make that decision to heal,
Yes.
and let it happen. Make it happen. So if you want to take your time, take your time. I just want you to know that you can heal instantly. For example, I've said this many times. You can go to a psychologist, a psychiatrist for years, for decades, your entire life, work on the same and never get it resolved.
Yep.
The psychologist say, oh, that sounds like it's deep-rooted in your subconscious mind. Come back next week, we'll talk about it.
Right.
Now with hypnosis, you can have it like this. One session, you can have it like this. Getting rid of the trauma, the fear, and all the effects of that trauma, that fear, that anger, the guilt, the shame. Once you get rid of those negative thought patterns, and you can do it instantly, I really need you to know you can do it instantly. So it's all up to you. And you can have it like this. Now, of course, that's not to say or to take away if you've taken time, because some people take, months, some people take years, some people take decades to heal. And it's not to take away from your journey or what you experienced. And maybe you weren't aware that you can heal instantly. But just because you can heal instantly, it's not something towards you. It's not something against you. We all have our own journey, our own path, and we all have our own timelines. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to say about healing?
Well, I would say also do a lot of inner work.
Always.
Self-care, self-love, and surround yourself with positive people and people that care about you and want to see you happy. That's what I've done.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, just to comment on that now, a lot of times what the narcissist will do is they will isolate you. They will make you cut all your ties and attachments to the people who truly care about you. So now, when he brings you into his, whatever it is, that web, whatever you want to call it, and now you cut off all of your contacts, now he makes him your only world. So even though you want to surround yourself by people that care, by people that love you, a lot of times for some of the victims, they have to build that back up because they did burn bridges because of the narcissist.
Yeah. I've had family members crying when I'm at events now because I either wasn't allowed to go, or if I did go, it would be 65 text messages, 300 phone calls. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Who are you with? And I didn't realize that it affected everyone. It affected my friends. It affected my kids. It affected my family, everyone around me.
Right.
Now, I'm going to ask for both of your opinions. Now, let's say a person goes into a relationship. I'll ask Anarosa first, and then we'll ask Jen. Person goes into a relationship. Now, the person is not the narcissist. Goes into a relationship with a narcissist. Now, the narcissist does all their damage. That person leaves that relationship finally, or gets away, or whatever. The narcissist just leaves, whatever it is. Now, in your opinion, have you noticed or have you seen that person who's left that narcissistic relationship is now doing narcissistic, even though they're not per se the narcissist, are they doing the narcissistic behavior towards their next relationships? Are they bringing it in and doing the same things because that is what they learned?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Okay.
Even from my experience, I guess I was lucky because I only lasted about 6 months.
Oh.
So that's awesome.
I guess it also has to do with how long you've been there, how long you've been exposed to that. But I have noticed that in some cases, you'll draw attention to another narcissist.
Of course, yes.
So that's when you have to pay attention, say, what is within me that needs to be healed that I'm not noticing that's bringing this towards me?
Yes.
So,
and and unfortunately, that's what you should always do is work on you. Do that inner work, absolutely.
Diligently.
Yes. Unfortunately, most people don't do it. They don't even know how to do it. They don't even know how to go and get it. So, I know we can't promote anything here, but there are individuals out there. There are groups. There are white light groups that are definitely there to help you, that can lead you in a direction of self-awareness, of really bringing in that self-love. And one of the most important things I want to say, one of our most powerful healing tools is forgiveness.
Yes.
Now, you must forgive the narcissist.
Yes.
And not expect them to
Oh,
apologize.
no, never.
Oh, never.
Never. Anarosa, did you just make a noise?
Yes.
Okay. I forgive you. See, now we can move forward. You must forgive, and you don't have to tell the narcissist, I forgive you. You never do. Please never even speak to narcissist. The forgiveness is for you. Once you forgive, you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself to live your perfect life of infinite abundance of happiness and joy. You're freeing yourself to be loved perfectly and to share love perfectly. You're raising your frequencies and vibrations. So that in turn, you're attracting a higher frequency, a high vibrating individual into your life to have that beautiful relationship.
Absolutely.
You're not going to get it if you don't forgive and you hold on to some of the anger, the guilt, the shame. You're going to be on that frequency, and guess what? You're going to get the next narcissist to contribute to your whatever it is, the damage, the abuse. So you must forgive. Cut all the cords.
Yes.
And it's not just words. You truly have to forgive. And how do you know you truly forgive someone? Because sometimes, a person will say, oh, I forgave that person, I'm over it, I'm done. But if you mention the person's name, the individual's the red face, you can see the anger, the shoulders tense, then you didn't do forgiveness. When you truly forgive someone, you free them of any and all negative karma. You free them to find their highest good, their ultimate happiness. You free them to be happy. Picture them winning the lottery. Can you picture the narcissist winning the lottery?
Yes, and splitting it with me.
Anarosa, really? Really? With no contact, you're going to take the money.
I'm kidding.
So, if you're out there and you win the lottery, just share it with Anarosa, please. No contact, though. Send it through a third party.
I want to
So wait,
commend her for the 6 months. That's awesome, because I was 5 years in. Yeah, so I really commend you for that. 6 months, that's amazing.
Well, Jen,
Yes.
when I asked you if you can picture the narcissist winning the lottery,
Yes.
you tensed up.
I did. I guess I have more forgiving to do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And that's okay. Again, it's a process.
Yes.
You are on the path. You are healing.
I am.
It is a process.
Yes.
Now, of course, it can be instant. Some of us didn't get there right away. I'm not going to name who. In any case, so you have to work on that.
Yeah.
And now, that being said, examine why. Examine what it is, why you wouldn't want to see him winning the lottery.
I just.
Well, not here on the show. I'm saying afterwards.
No, but I just did it. It can be instant, and I'm good.
Okay, we'll check back with her in a few moments with more questions to see if she actually. Okay.
I'm serious.
All right.
You've taught me a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you very much. Okay. So, Anarosa,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any more noises to make?
No, that was it.
Okay. Very good.
And what she said too about when you mentioned about knowing that you need to, what's wrong with me.
Yes.
That's the point that I got to, where it's like, I was literally sitting there crying, and then I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I dealing with this? Why am I allowing this to happen to me? Why don't I have enough self-respect to walk out the door?
Absolutely.
But
Because-
you know what it is? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, probably because you felt like you weren't worth it, or
Yeah, so
Your-
there's like
our
core
value, our
childhood
confidence.
things
Possibly,
that I
yes.
needed to heal from.
And there are infinite possibilities. And I'm going to say, even if you're a very evolved person, stuff happens. And sometimes you want that one person so bad. You want to believe
Yes.
when that person does enter your life, you want to believe what they're saying is true, how they're misrepresenting themselves, because you don't know that's a misrepresentation. You allow yourself to be, let's say, for lack of a better expression, fooled. And
vulnerable.
what's that?
Vulnerable.
Yes, and you get the love bombed, and you're in there. It feels so good, even though it's not real on the other person's part. And then that's why when you're examining yourself and how could I let this happen? Well, there's infinite possibilities. It's not so much that it could be that you didn't think that you deserved it or whatever, but prior. But when it happens, don't forget that they also do that devalue. They also do all of that. So now when you're examining yourself, you're thinking about what the narcissist said. That you're not worth it. You're not going to find anyone better than him or her.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the best, person
Yeah.
that ever existed, and so on and so forth.
They're the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation that never heard that expression.
No.
Really?
It's not from my generation. It's a little bit older. But I learned that expression recently, and there's a whole generation, they don't know I said it, they don't know what that means.
Oh boy.
And not to age anyone here on the show.
Right, you never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do. I'm not an ageist. I will be 30 this year, finally.
Oh my gosh. So when you said about names, the number one name that I find that they all call, and it could be women too. There's women narcissists
Oh, wait,
too.
time out. There are many women narcissists. And a lot of those women narcissists are
They're worse.
they are worse, and they pretend, or not that they pretend, they probably even believe that they are the victims of a narcissistic abusive relationship when they are actually the abuser. Yes, there are just as many women, if not more, narcissists than men. They're just very, well, we're not going to get into the battle of the sexes.
My point was
Not only because I'm outnumbered on this show, but because I believe in equality.
so they
I honor the feminine, the goddess. Are you trying to say something?
yes.
Okay, go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
So they do call you a lot of names, and what I'm finding through helping other women that have lived through this, survived through this, or living through this, one common thing is they like to call us all whores. It's the number one name, and that's something I heard consistently, and where all the women I've been speaking to, they've heard consistently. And what I learned is that the names that they call you is what they are. So they take what they are and they use it against you.
Yep.
Sometimes they look at your outer, what you're self-conscious about, your weight,
Yes.
your height, your whatever, and they point that out. Oh, maybe you should go to the gym because you're getting,
Ooh.
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah, that too. I noticed they do. Very subtle.
Yes. Yeah, he would say it in a
Yeah, they do that.
In a
They do
subtle
the little
way.
subtle,
Yes.
like as if they care or they're
Right.
concerned.
Yeah, let me help you with this because, you're gaining some weight or you're not eating properly. Maybe that contributes to your weight gain or
Right, so that goes
or
in
you
there.
should
Right.
or you should eat more because
Right.
it could go either way.
Well, he would say, about the gaining weight, and then he would say, "Oh, I love you anyway,"
Right,
Yes.
yeah. Oh boy. So, and I think you had made a post about with
I'm
the-
always making a post.
Well, yes, you do live on your phone and on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I didn't say that in a negative way. Well, I guess, anyway.
That sounded negative.
I did not, everyone time out, I did not mean it in a negative way. You do make lots of posts.
I do.
Okay, so,
Encouraging positive.
Yes.
yes,
That's great.
right.
You should do that.
I want to
I
make posts.
keep telling him to.
I'm not a poster at the moment.
Okay.
I post maybe every 2 weeks, maybe. All right,
Anyway.
everyone out there, I'm going to start posting more.
Make a
Oh.
difference.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
It does, yeah.
It's positive feedback. People tell me thank you as it speaks to them and speaks
Oh
to
yeah,
their heart.
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
It helps.
Yeah, even when you're whether you're posting something that you're saying or you're sharing a post from someone else that's enlightening or empowering. Yes, it absolutely helps people because when they are on that path and they are breaking free or they are healing and they see that post, it touches their heart.
Gives
It
them
touches
hope.
their mind. It gives them that little spark to say, you know what, I do deserve to be happy.
Yes.
I do deserve to be loved.
Absolutely.
So yes, it's very important. So I wanted to say about one of your posts about narcissism, it said that the narcissist is created from sometimes childhood trauma, and that it all develops as defense mechanism, so on and so forth, and they could go to the dark or go to the light. And I'm just going to say that.
Or they could be born with it.
Well, sociopaths are born, and that's what
Yeah.
that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. But and of course, most sociopaths do have narcissism. So,
Yes.
but there is no light. Narcissists are not from the light
Right.
at all. There are different levels of narcissism, but truly narcissists, they don't care about anyone else. So that true definition, when you don't care about anyone else, you really can't be of the light.
Right.
Could you do some good? Can you do good work? I mean, there are narcissists, billionaires that do donate,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, they
They're
like to
just
put on
don't
a show.
right. Exactly. That's
They like
another part
to
of it.
have
Absolutely.
everyone believe that they're this wonderful
Yes.
person.
Absolutely.
I was just telling someone this morning, he would run to help an old person carry their bags or open the door, or into the world appears to be this amazing, wonderful person.
Mhm.
Where
Right.
behind closed doors, it's
Yes.
a monster.
I have a
So,
question for you.
oh, you have a question.
You just
Everyone, Anarosa has a question.
You just said that they don't care. Is it possible that they are unable to care?
Yes, that's
Yes.
what it is.
Yes.
And a sociopath is unable to care. They could pretend, they could feign emotions, but a lot of them, they don't have those emotions. They don't know what it is like to sympathize or empathize with anyone. They only know how to pretend, how to act to get what they want.
And care for themselves.
Right. That's all. It's all about self-interest. And yeah, the sociopath has, and the sociopaths are born. They are born sociopaths.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any sociopaths?
Possibly.
Okay.
I think we all do. We
Well, don't go looking for them. You don't want, you don't want to have
No.
them.
Red flag, run.
What is?
What are the flags for that?
Let me ask you. What are some of the biggest flags you'd look for?
For a narcissist?
No. If you're out there in the dating world, what do you do?
Just personality disorders in general.
Now,
Right.
how are you going to detect some of the personalities?
Right.
So
Well,
you
there's
have to
red
see
flags.
see the red flags.
Yes.
So what are some of the red? What's a big red flag?
Very demanding of your time. Very, can I don't even know how to explain it, but very demanding. Doesn't care about anything else that's going on in your life. Can you stop what you're doing and come here? Pay attention to me. Or they know you're out, you're having dinner, you're with your friends. Blows your phone.
Right. So
Constantly.
that's what the narcissist
Yes.
Yeah.
always did to you.
That's
So
one of them.
so yeah. So that's the big flag. Your big flag. You'll run from that if they're that demanding of your time.
Right.
Don't respect your
Mhm,
time
my
away.
boundaries
Yeah,
and
boundaries.
everything. Mhm.
Okay. What is one of the biggest red flags that you look for?
Lying.
That you're going to run. Now, how do you know they're lying? I mean, you have to actually catch them in a lie. So you're saying that
Well, I'm very intuitive, and I know.
Lucky
everyone,
you.
she's a
What if-
psychic medium, she's very intuitive, so she knows when they're lying. Now, how do you account for the shifting realities, though?
Yeah. That's a whole other topic.
Yes, which I did in the
Which
show,
you
show
just
before
did,
this with
yes.
Christine on
Yes.
spiritual exploration.
Yes.
We talked about the Mandela effect and the infinite realities.
Yes.
Okay, so lying is the biggest one.
Well, it's one of the red flags. you
Well,
know.
obviously, I mean that is one that if you know the person's lying or is a liar, then
Yeah.
obviously do not be with that person.
But what if the person's not intuitive?
Yes,
Right.
thank you.
They-
Okay.
Now, yeah, you think
That's
about it.
I
Sure.
was never able to tell when they were lying.
Yeah, but you got out in 6 months.
Right, I understand, but
So that's great.
they were lying.
Right.
I found out a lot of lies.
Oh, everything they
one
say
of
is
them
a
was
lie.
even covering up a lawsuit, huge lawsuit.
Oh,
And they were faking it, so they didn't want me to know because
wow.
they were lying about injuries and whatnot.
Right.
I didn't find out till afterwards, so it's really
Okay. Yeah.
that's hard.
Yeah.
so let's think. What is another big red flag then?
Talking about themselves a lot.
Right, that would lead to the narcissist because it
Oh,
always
I'm very busy.
yes, but the
Mhm.
narcissist always
They
turns
build
it around
themselves
to that.
up
Yeah.
a lot.
They turn it around to themselves.
Yes.
Mhm.
You ever try to have a conversation with a narcissist? You're talking about something that even it means a lot to you, and then all of a sudden it's like the moment you're going for a breath, they jump right in. Well, I did, and so on and so forth.
Right, and it's
then
always
it never gets
better.
back, and they never even comment
No.
No.
on what you were talking about,
Right.
regardless of how important it was
Right.
to you.
And whatever you did, they did it better. Or
If-
they-
yes, so if
Competition. yeah.
Wherever you
If you-
visited, they visited somewhere better.
right, so if you see that, if you're on a first date and you see that, run. If it's the
Yes.
third date, you see it, run. If you're in a relationship you can't go past that unless you're real. And
Yeah.
love is blind, and a lot of times when you get into that relationship and it feels so good, you're not seeing the red flags, or you're ignoring them, or you're just not aware of it because the good that you're perceiving outweighs whatever's happening.
Mhm.
And then, of course, when your friends start telling you that they noticed this or they noticed that,
Mhm.
you actually get angry at them
Yes.
many times for many
Yes.
people, especially people that aren't awake or evolved, and they get angry at their friends, and then of course that's part of the whole isolation, because then the narcissist,
Yes.
well, your friends are jealous, or your friends want me, and blah blah blah. So that it turns
Right.
into that, and
Or your friends get tired of you complaining and not leaving and not doing anything about it. And if you haven't experienced it, you don't understand, because it's just, well, just leave. Why are you with him? Just get out of this. And there's trauma bonding involved, and
that's another
Yes.
thing a narcissist does, especially if whether they had a real trauma or not, they make it so, and that's what they'll talk about, and then they'll rope you into it
Yeah.
to feel bad for them, and this is where they come, and this is why they act the way they do. Once their facade, once their mask
falls off.
is uncovered,
Exposed.
then it's like, okay, well, I had this trauma, this is a defense mechanism, how much they love you, how much they care about you, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah.
Yes.
If you really love me, you'll work with me through this,
Yes.
you'll accept
You'll wait
the
for
abuse. Until they get better. They're never going to get better.
Yeah.
And your time is valuable.
Yes.
I'm speaking to the audience.
Yes. Everyone's time is valuable. Everyone deserves real love
Absolutely.
and
Perfect love.
I say perfect love, yes.
perfect love. And the way to achieve that is to have perfect love for yourself first, which is what I had to learn on this journey.
Absolutely. And self-love is so important, because when you have that healthy love for yourself, it's easy for you to be loved, and it's easy for you to share love perfectly. You're going to attract a higher vibrating person. You're going to attract someone who actually loves themselves in a healthy way, not a narcissistic way, but now you enter that relationship at a higher level. When two parties are aware and they join together, now they're both working, they're both complementing one another. There's no power struggle, there's no jealousy, there's none of those bad ingredients, and it's a beautiful relationship. So forgiveness, do the forgiveness. Heal, examine yourself, and then you do the self-love, and then you move forward. You continue to work on you. Bring yourself to be the best you. It's very important.
Many people ask about going forward. What happens when you attempt being in a relationship after coming out of a
Well, they haven't done all of the work. They have. If you're still moving, if you're moving forward, and you're in that process of healing, but one, I think you should work on you as best as you can before you even look to be in a relationship. Get the self-love before you even go into the relationship. When you have all of those ingredients as best you can, you're going to find that higher vibrating person that you're not going to run from. Because I think I saw another post, and again, that's why I'm saying it is important to post, and I will do my best to post as much as I can. So I saw another post, and it was, I believe the woman had said that since she overcame an abusive relationship, I guess it was a narcissistic relationship,
Yes.
and now as she's back in the dating scene, but she runs the moment, I think it was, if she's on a date and the guy makes a bad joke, she's out the door. Like, she's every little thing. She's looking for every little thing to run.
Right, she was asking us how to...
And that's another thing. If you're looking for every little thing to run, you're never going to find it, because that's what you're attracting. You're going to attract the person that's going to make you run. You haven't truly examined, you haven't truly done the work necessary for healing, for true healing. You were about to say something? Anarosa? Were you about to say something?
Get out of my head.
We're on TV. There's no editing, right?
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Were you nervous before you came on the show?
Of course.
Are you nervous now?
I feel better.
Okay, good. Again, thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
Everyone, let's hear
Thank
from
you.
Anarosa. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
Everything happens for a reason. And
Absolutely.
there was 2 people who didn't show.
Oh, wow.
So,
There was?
well, the first person
yes.
canceled.
Yeah, for this show, we had a few people that were supposed to come. The first one was supposed to come. It was set for months, and then all of a sudden, last minute couldn't. Then we had replacements. Last minute couldn't.
Right. So you are absolutely meant to be here.
And it's your tablecloth as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It looks good. It goes with the curtains. So anything else you want to tell our audience? What to look for how to protect yourself.
Hmm.
Now, there's many ways to protect yourself on a metaphysical level, but there's a
Yes.
lot of people in the audience that might not be metaphysically oriented.
Right.
So on a mechanical, on an earthly level,
Yes.
what are some of the things that you can do to protect yourself?
It's hard.
And not to
for
put you on
me.
the spot,
I know.
co-host,
It's
but-
just it's hard for me to think on that level.
Yeah, because you're metaphysically oriented as well. So
Yeah, it's hard to not think
Mm-hmm.
on a higher level.
I hope this doesn't look too bad that I'm drinking a big bottle of water, because there's no, I can't do it off camera.
Maybe if you go under the table.
I think that would look worse if I go under the table to drink the water.
And we both have dresses on. Does
I have
not
a suit.
look
I do not have
good.
a dress on. I have a suit. What kind of host do you think I am?
Lucky one.
So, yes, thank you.
Yes.
I am very lucky. What are some of the things that you can share with the audience to
protect yourself?
themselves?
Ask a lot of questions and be patient with yourself and be patient with whoever it is that comes into your life and examine them. Try not to just listen to their words, but try to feel them on a deeper level. Try to see if they're sincere, bring them around friends, observe how they act with others, how they treat the waitress, how they treat their mother, their family members. I think that's very important.
That's very true.
Because if they're
yes.
narcissistic, they treat anybody like they
Right.
don't care. So you would see
Well, they
that.
pretend. They do
Well,
put on that.
right,
They do
because
put
they
on that act.
pretend. Yeah.
Mm.
I've been around narcissists.
Yeah, they put on a
Really?
very good act. Yes.
I was dating a narcissist, a female, and before discovering, I mean, then it's coming out and those qualities, and in front of people, big smiles. She's
Yes.
like everyone thinks, oh, she's the sweetest person.
Yes.
The moment no one is in earshot, it's like switch flips, and
Yes.
she's like Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, it's like
Yes.
whoa, what?
Yep, he's right because they put
They
on
do
an,
put on
an
that
act.
act. They
with the-
want
with their
everyone to
family.
believe how
Yes.
amazing and how wonderful they are.
Yes.
How long do they put it up for?
It all depends. If I used to say, well, and
I
not
would
so much
say
narcissists,
forever.
but there's toxic people. I mean, there's all different levels of any disorder,
Mhm.
and psychological disorder. I mean, there's infinite. You made me do it. Thank you. There's infinite levels, but I used to say when I was younger, when I was a teenager, which was like not that long ago, but when I was a teenager,
Go on.
I used to
on.
say that, in my early 20s, I used to say that if they're good at hiding who they are, they can do it for 3 months. If you're really good, for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I do find now, I see a lot of people get into relationships where the person can actually hide who they are well into it. Years.
Well-
And a lot of times, you know what? A lot of times that mask, the illusion is there until the commitment,
Mm-hmm.
until the I love you, or until the we're officially boyfriend and girlfriend, or you're engaged, or when you're married. So sometimes it doesn't come out until you actually get married, the honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
it's over. Then they show their true selves.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Probably-
I mean, and it's all on an individual basis.
Yeah. It was probably after about a year and a half, maybe.
Now,
But-
during that, so you're saying it took a year and a half for you to discover.
No, I mean, I knew something because on the spiritual level.
Well, never mind. Let's put that aside. So you
Yeah.
said a year and a half first. So for the first year and a half,
Yeah.
you really weren't aware, right? Correct or no?
I wasn't aware of the magnitude,
The magnitude. Okay.
and I wasn't getting the abuse.
Okay. Now, during that year and a half, that first year and a half, did anyone else outside of yourself tell you about him or about what
Yes.
they've noticed? And how soon into that relationship did your friends or family members start to say, well, there's something wrong, or there's maybe something there that just isn't right?
Well, I was warned the first night I met him. There was people
Well,
telling
there you
me, "Don't talk to him. Don't do it. Don't give him your number." So yeah, I was warned from the very beginning.
Now here's another thing, especially, and I don't know because I'm not a woman, I'm a man. But I do know that a lot of women, let's say when they're interested in a guy, there are women that will come over and say, oh, get away from him, he's, don't talk to him, he's this, he's that.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they have the intentions of being with him. They don't want you with him.
But these were men that were telling me not to do it.
Right now, did it go in your mind that it was reversed, that maybe they wanted to be with you and they couldn't see you with that guy?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure. It was very genuine friends that I've known since I'm a teenager.
Okay.
And they were, very adamant. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to get hurt. You're only setting yourself up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you knew right away?
There
I
are those
did.
cases, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, you know what? When you hear that from someone, if you're out there and you're meeting someone and you're getting people coming up to you, especially if they're good friends and they're telling you something,
Yeah.
you should really examine it first. You should
Yes.
not, you should really be cautious.
Yes.
Don't jump into anything, don't run into anything. If you think there could possibly be something, sure, start the process. But if you're getting the warnings, be cautious.
Yes.
Be cautious.
Yes. So that definitely should be the number one, I guess, red flag. If people are telling you it's true. It's true. But we tend to feel like, oh, it's not going to happen to me.
Yes, that's
and,
another thing.
I'm different. It'll be different with me. And that's not
another
the
thing,
case.
because that's a lot of people, not just women, but men and women. They think that they can change the person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, he was a horrible boyfriend for the last 30 years to however many women,
Right.
but he's going to be good to me
Right.
because of whatever,
Right.
and I can change him, and
Right.
he's the bad boy. When the girls go for the bad boy, no, but he'll be good for me.
Right. Right.
You
No,
can't
Yeah.
change anyone.
no, and you shouldn't
Yeah.
want to. You
Right.
shouldn't
Right.
want to or should need to.
Right.
Be with someone you don't want to change. If you're
Right.
already going into something where you want to change the way they dress or the way they act or what they do, not get into that relationship.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And if you started to go into a relationship and the other person wants you to change, even if it's subtle, because that's what the narcissist does, they do it subtly.
Yes.
If they start to say, well, maybe you shouldn't wear it, doesn't really look that good, maybe you should wear it a little bit longer or cover your shoulder, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Right.
get out. Don't continue. Let's take a moment of silence. By the way, that was a joke.
I know that.
Oh, I thought you were putting us under hypnosis or something.
That's a different show, everyone. I have done hypnosis, though, on this show. I did it actually with Janice, was a special guest host, and my guest didn't show up, so it was only two of us. So, by the way, if you wanted to opt out and not join, we could have just been two up here. But again, we are very grateful that you stepped up. Everyone, Anarosa.
So am I. I learned a lot.
Thank you so much. But I did a hypnosis session. I did a self-love and appreciation hypnosis session with Janice on this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's an amazing experience to do that in hypnosis.
Yeah, I think I've done it with you. Everything works. Everything's helpful.
Works.
Everything
works.
has helped me. It took a lot, but it doesn't have to take a long time.
doesn't
That's
have to
what
take
we
a
were
long
saying
time.
before. It took me a long time to get to that point that I wanted help and I wanted to heal and I wanted to get away. But once you're there, it doesn't have to take long, as long as you put in the work. And you have to feel uncomfortable and you have to weather the storm and just get through it and face it and really heal from it. And everything works.
Everything does work. Let it work. Make it work.
Yeah.
Always work on you. Examine yourself. Do the inner work. Forgiveness. Self-love. Now, one of the things I do, some of my students, I do for soulmates. I have them write down, and maybe you could do this exercise and really examine your list, but I have everyone write down a list. Write down a list of everything you want from your significant other, who you want to be in a relationship with. Every quality that you want from that other person. Write down every quality that you have to offer that other person in a relationship. Then write down all of the deal breakers. When you write down a deal breaker, never, ever, ever go against that which you have on the list. For example, one of my deal breakers is smoking. So if I start to talk to someone and then find out that they smoke, guess what? That's a deal breaker. Again, did you manifest me doing this? Because this is metaphysical. I'm surrounded by metaphysical people. I'm metaphysical. Did you manifest it?
Probably.
Thank you.
I think you did.
I should have never made fun of her when she hit the
Nope.
mic.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And if Christine was here, she would say it's karma, even though I don't believe in
Oh
karma.
wow, I just said that in my head.
You said, so you manifested that as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anarosa.
You're welcome.
Ah.
Glad to be of help.
Where was? Oh, the smoking. So,
Yeah.
well, Christine would say that it was karma.
Mhm.
And oh no, that was this, not the smoking. See what you did? We're on live television. There's no editing.
Smoking can be fixed though. That's
Now here's the issue with that. My co-host just mentioned that smoking can be fixed. Yes, it can. But in the beginning stages, when you start to date someone and they're a smoker, you know what? They always say, "Oh, I want to quit. I'm going to quit." Then you start the relationship. "Oh, I will quit eventually." Now you develop feelings, everything else. And now, a year later, 2 years later, they still haven't quit smoking.
Right.
And it's driving you crazy. Your clothes, your house, the car, the cigarette holes. No, it's
Well, then that's a red flag.
that's what I'm just saying. It
but
is a
no,
red flag.
but it's a red flag where if they want to be in this relationship with you, they would be willing to give up the smoking.
Right. So in my experience, they smoke,
They're out.
they're out. You know,
Or they're
listen, your
not
time
in.
is valuable, right? Exactly, I guess. But that's it. You don't go against your deal breaker. So I
Yeah.
have them write down deal breakers,
Right.
and you never go against it.
I've been teaching this as well.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Now the other thing is, now you'll write down what went wrong in your previous, and you could write down. I'm sorry. There's another list. The gray areas that you would, teeter on.
Mm.
Now, write down everything that went wrong in your previous relationships. What went wrong? What happened? Why did it end? Or what throughout that relationship, what was the lesson? What did you learn from it? What was the pain, whatever it is. And even if the person was abusive and they said horrible things, write down what they said. Because on one level, whether it's true or not, on one level, there's something there that is affecting you. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, it's in your subconscious mind, most likely, and you want to examine it. You want to overcome, you want to address it. And I know there's so much more I put on this
Yeah.
thing. 'Cause
How
there's,
about journaling?
Yeah.
what's that?
Journaling.
Yeah, journaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Something I like to teach people is write down the names that you were called and to rip them up into a million pieces, burn them, toss them, and just know that you're getting rid of those words. That what they called you is not you. That's
Right,
not who
and
you
that's
are.
similar to in the 2-day workshop that I do. I do one of the first sessions we do is removing all the labels, all the
Yes.
negative labels, ripping them up, destroying them,
Yeah.
and then replacing them with the positive labels. When you do it in hypnosis, so powerful.
And you know what else is good? Forgiveness letters.
Yeah.
Just write
without
Yes.
sending them.
without sending it.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Everyone,
Yeah.
one of my favorite ideas that I really like that. Forgiveness letters,
Yeah.
but of course, don't send it.
Right.
It's very freeing, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's for you. The forgiveness is for you.
Yeah.
I believe we have to wrap it up. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of new at this. I have 2 minutes to keep talking. And I don't think on a regular, like a professional show, that I would be talking to the director. who I just did.
Producer.
But I never get the signals right. When they say 5 minutes,
Oh
do I
my
have 5 minutes
gosh.
left, or are they going to go into the...
So
Not that I have to explain to the
do
audience.
I do a guided meditation for forgiveness. It's very powerful as well.
Very
It's
nice.
good. Yeah. So you can forgive.
There are, now if you want to do forgiveness, everything works. So you can use anything. You can use acupuncture, and you could assign anything to a specific point, whether it's for that or not. If you believe it, expect it. If you make it so it means the forgiveness, it means the healing, it will mean that. If you do yoga, you can let the yoga, that experience, pick a time frame. You're going to do yoga for 3 months, and during that 3 months, every time you do yoga, you are healing. And guess
Release.
what?
Absolutely.
You are healing. You're releasing what you need to release. You're
And
releasing
Reiki.
those negative emotions. Every healing modality everything works. It's your choice.
Mhm.
So make the choice to heal and let it happen, because a better you is better for a better world in every direction, in every reality.
Mhm.
Neutralize your mind, neutralize your soul.
And then after you neutralize it, then bring it to pure love.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind, I add that in.
Yes, I like that.
Thank you.
Anarosa, did you find after you went through that you now became a much stronger person from having lived through that? That's how I felt.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like it taught me a lot about not just a narcissistic person and their personality,
yourself.
but about a lot about me and how much I do care, and I wish I could have, but I took a step back. I said I can't. Self-care, self-love.
Yes, and as empaths, that's where
Absolutely.
we're
Yes.
one of the biggest
Yeah.
targets
Yes.
for
Yes.
the narcissist, for the
Absolutely.
abuser.
And that's a huge thing to say today, yes,
Yeah.
because it's true. They zone right in on the empath and
Absolutely.
just drain you.
Anyway, I think we're winding down. I don't know if anyone can hear me, but thank you so much for watching, and hope you learned something. If you have any questions, just email the studio, and we will get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't know if they can hear us,
I don't know.
but thank you.